The Greatest Showman. Is it Showman or Showman? Or
It's Showman.
Show.
The Greatest Showman. I think that's what it's called. Welcome back, nerds. It's been a while. We had Christmas, and hope you had a wonderful holiday or Christmas with you and your family. We sure did, but now we're back, and we just saw The Greatest Showman this past week. This movie, starring Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams. You got Zac Efron from his High School Musical days. He's singing again.
I think this is one of the only movies he plays an adult.
Also starting Zendaya. I'm not sure how to say it, but she was awesome in this one. Let's begin. Well, how did you feel about this movie?
Straight out of the gate, I think this movie is good. And one of the saving qualities of this movie is the songs that are in it. They're very catchy, they're very uplifting. So catchy, in fact, that I've been listening to a few today. Other than the music, the story is based on the true story of the life of P.T. Barnum. And usually with Hollywood, they muddy those waters and how really true it was, because they don't want to show the negative, they only show the positive. So I don't know how much of it is true. It's an entertaining movie and I really liked it. During the movie, I kind of thought this was a movie very similar to the movie Sing, with all those singing animals, and the biopic Walk the Line
Of Johnny
Cash. So mix those two movies together and you get this one. Add a circus, add some circus people.
Was there any scene that you particularly liked, or one of your favorite, or?
Can't really think of any one particular scene.
Okay.
I was entertained, and that's enough for me.
And I agree with you. This movie is very entertaining. It caught my eye. Just like Paul, I think this movie, the musical aspect is incredible. The music, the choreographic in the movie with the song. One of my favorite scenes was Zac Efron and Zendaya singing that duet and just zipping around everywhere. I thought that was cool. They did their own stunt, according to what they said.
Oh, really?
So that's all they're doing.
Who knows?
But the music is awesome. And now it's the same people who did La La Land, and this movie is being compared to that is because the music. And a lot of people love La La Land, and I was one of those people. I thought that movie was awesome. But I have to give this a little bit higher arc than La La Land in the music department, because I can relate to the music in this movie better than that one.
And I feel like the music in this one kind of flowed better with the story.
I agree.
The songs weren't kind of random, and and they were appropriate at the time. I feel La La Land was kind of like, oh, we haven't sung in a while. Let's throw in a song.
The music in here is incredible. I love Rebecca Ferguson. If you know where she's from, she's from Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. And she sang the song "Never Enough," and that is a powerful moment for me in this movie. If you've seen the movie, you see Hugh Jackman's reaction as he's watching her singing.
And that's what you look like.
And I have to admit, I was moved and had goosebumps when I was watching this performance. The fun fact about this is that she's not even the singer of this song, which I thought was kind of disappointing, because she's such a good actor that I thought that was her singing as her real voice, but it's not. But it's still. It was incredible, it was powerful, and so that's one of my favorite scenes.
Right. So what's something negative?
For me, if you're comparing this to La La Land, The Greatest Showman...
Which is an unfair comparison.
Yeah, but the music aspect, I give it to The Greatest Showman. The story aspect, La La Land was better, and I feel like the weak point of this movie was the story. It was almost like we need like Paul was saying about the music, it flows, but at the same time, the story didn't flow very well. There was certain scene that I thought, well, wait a minute, I want to know more about that. But I understand it's the musical, so they want to keep it going. They want the music to be the main plot of the movie. But the story was weak. It was jumpy. One scene, okay, we're gonna end there. Now let's go to the next scene. No, next story. It just didn't flow for me, and I thought that was one of the weak points.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from. I personally, I don't really have a problem with the movie itself. I can see where you're coming from, where you say it's jumpy. There were a lot of story arcs that they were probably factual and they wanted to kind of mention that, but it kind of made for a jumpy movie. Overall, I'm going to give this movie a score. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10.
Oh, I give the same score, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
By the way, Michelle Williams is awesome in this one. One of my favorite songs from this is actually her singing it, and so But a 7 out of 10. It's a great movie. It's entertaining, like Paul says. We would recommend this movie for you to go see with your family, and I can guarantee you, you will, even though you might not like the story, but the music part overlaps that, and it will make up for the lack of the story in this movie. And so, because just like Paul said,
It'll entertain you.
my wife bought the music right after we saw the movie, and I've been listening to it too. So it's very catchy music. So
let us know what you thought if you've seen it. Give your score down below in the comments, and we'll see you next time for another movie review.